Hey there, legendary souls. Welcome back to Unconventional Counseling. So, let's talk about Jupiter leaving Cancer and Jupiter entering Leo from an energy perspective, of course. So, Jupiter in Cancer was, for me, it was incredible. And I think for many of the people who are natural care workers, who are naturally tender and naturally sensitive, it was a it was a call to action to have better boundaries, to self-advocate, but to do so with kindness and with all of that beautiful tenderness that we have in our hearts. It was a call to action to discover our limits, because when Jupiter was in Cancer, something that I noticed was how many people, it felt like how many people turned into babies, in the sense of how many people were discovering and naming and expecting their needs to be met by someone who is a natural caretaker. So it's like the caretakers were overwhelmed. There were all of these different camps of people, right? And for people who are natural caretakers, or especially people who are socialized to be caretakers, many of whom are femme, many of whom are queer, trans, non-binary, there has been this propensity to overgive, to over accommodate, to show up in every way, and even to go the extra mile to anticipate someone's needs once we discover the pattern of how their inner world is configured, or how they tend to respond to certain stimuli, or how things feel for them in different contexts. The caretakers have been the one taking notes about how to show up with other people. They're the ones that people feel safe around. They're the ones that people feel ready to open up to. Like, you ever seen somebody on the street and somebody just starts talking to them? That person is probably a caretaker on some level. And it's just an energy. It's just an energy that people can feel. They can feel who the natural mothers in the world are, the natural fathers, the natural parents in the world are, the natural grandparents and elders. They can feel who is part of our collective family, in a sense, and what roles they hold. And some people are in positions or places in their journey where they can express gratitude, appreciation, or at least they can receive. And they're just like, okay, like I've received, from this person. And I know what's happening here. But there is this energy that also happens where there is an exploitation of the caretakers, for the empaths, for the femmes, for the queer folks. There's an exploitation of the care. There's an expectation that they will continually anticipate needs. There is an expectation that they won't get angry, that they won't have limits, that they won't have boundaries. And we get into these really strange dynamics. This is how codependence forms. This is how abusive dynamics can occur. This is how people can call one person an enabler and another person an addict in a dynamic. There are just so many layers to the level of care and tenderness that someone can hold, and how some people can take that and try to warp it into something and manipulate it into something that serves whatever addiction to showing up in a very limited role is. I'm only talking really about addiction and dynamics, because addiction is a whole other thing. But one thing that I really appreciated about Jupiter being in Cancer was that I got to watch the natural caretakers find their limits. I got to watch the natural caretakers get angry. I got to watch the natural caretakers say, no more. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be your mother anymore. I don't want to be your father anymore. I don't want to have responsibility over your life anymore. Excuse me. Whether they said it directly or whether their actions started to show it, dynamics started to shift dramatically during this past year. And now that Jupiter has left Cancer, something that I'm noticing is there's like an inner fire that's even like stronger in the people who are the natural caretakers. And within that, I'm hearing this amongst so many of my people, my clients, my collective. I'm hearing this amongst so many people, and it's making me feel so joyful. But I have to say, Jupiter being in Leo is making me feel so joyful in general. So it's contributing to it. So something that I'm hearing over and over again is that the people who are in the mother archetype, in any regard, they don't want to do it no more. They're just done. They're just done. Like, period, full stop. They're done. And it's not done from a place of resentment. It's not done from a place of punishment. It's not done in a way where they're not saying too much. They're trying actually to like negotiate it with people. They're trying to like allow for people to get used to the shift. Some people are like, I'm just going to stop responding to certain things. Like just to see the wealth of options that I'm experiencing in people. It just, I think I'm a Cancerian sun and I'm at 29 degrees. So I love this moment in time. I love this. I love seeing mothers say no more. I love seeing people who have taken so much responsibility for others, people who are so empathetic, people who are so empathic, people who are so compassionate, people who are so kind, so tender, so considerate of others. Just be like, I don't feel like it. You know what? You take care of you and I'll take care of me. Let me know if you need something and I'll be happy to, show up for you. Or if you have a request, if you need help, ask me and then I will show up for you. Or ask me, and if I can't, I won't. Like, there's just something that feels revolutionary about the mother archetype in our society shifting so that she or they are no longer overgiving, or he, anyone. We're no longer overgiving. We're no longer apologizing for having needs, and instead we're stepping into our own personhood. So that means that mothering is shifting in our collective. Because what I'm aware of is that whatever happens in my beautiful collective is happening elsewhere in this world that we have. And so the mother archetype is shifting. It is connected to the divine feminine, like rising and being empowered. It's connected to like the goddess energy that many people are like tapping into. It's connected to Pluto being in Aquarius, which is all about us all being our own people. Because don't you find it weird? I've always found this weird, that you can find whole groups, whole communities of people where there's homogeneity. It's like, what? That don't make no sense. We're all unique. If we all have different fingerprints, if we all have different, we all have unique souls, it makes no sense to me that you would see people have the same exact life, personality, context, and then they talk the same, and then they think the same. And I'm like, cultish behavior, all of it, I don't want it, no thank you. So Pluto in Aquarius over these 20 years is going to be breaking up all the cults, the ones that are formal and the ones that are informal, because we are meant to be unique. And sometimes in that uniqueness, yes, we will find harmony, or we will be on the same page with others, or we will find that we have similar paths, or we're going in similar directions, or we do think similar, or we do talk similar, but not because we're trying to, not because we're trying to belong, but we will find authentic belonging by being our unique selves. So to have the mother archetype, the caretaker, say, I would rather take care of myself and I trust that you can take care of yourself, is a whole revolution in and of itself. And it feels like the revolution is happening on every level of our being. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I can hardly put it into more words. I'm so excited. Now, Jupiter moving into Leo. I haven't done any research. I haven't looked up really what it means from other astrologers or things like that. But as I feel into it, it feels like joy. It feels like play. It feels like energetically, it feels like a year of summertime. And now that sounds great, right? That sounds wonderful. But if you have Leo placements, we all technically do, because if you think about a chart in all of its like parts, we all have Leo occupying a house. So wherever you have Leo occupying, a particular house, or if you actually have Leo placements in your chart, or if you know or you are a Leo sun, you know very clearly, very viscerally in your whole heart body that a Leo is very unhappy when the sun is not out. A Leo can be unhappy when there is no space for them to shine. A Leo does not appreciate wintertime nearly as much as they enjoy summer. So a year of summer sounds great on the surface. But Jupiter, I think we've talked about this before, but if we haven't, I'll say it here. Jupiter magnifies everything it touches. Even though it is called the Great Benefic, it doesn't actually care if you deem the thing it's amplifying positive or not. Jupiter will expand wherever it is. It don't care. It is not discriminatory in its expansion and in its abundance that it offers. So, if you have a Leo Chiron, which I have, and your wound is around, am I special enough to even be seen? That will be amplified, and baby, you about to be seen. Because I'm about to be seen. I feel it, because I'm going to let myself be seen. That's the difference here. I'm going to work with my Chiron over this year-long transit with Jupiter. And I encourage you to do the same if you have Leo Chiron. But if you have let me think for a moment. If you have Leo in a house where a place where it doesn't typically, we're not expecting it to be let's say the 12th house, the 8th house, the 4th house. Because Leo is connected to the sun, we expect for it to be seen in some regard. It will be in some regard, no matter what. But the 12th house, the 8th house, and the 4th house are considered our hidden houses in our chart. So if you do have Leo in any of those areas, in any of those houses, there's an energy with your Leo nature that feels either like a tension, like a push-pull, or it feels kind of like a Leo Chiron where you're I don't know if I can be seen, but I want to be seen, but I don't, it's kind of I've been calling it, I've been saying to a friend that I feel currently and this is a metaphor for this energy I'm speaking to. It feels like, when you see those kids, I know you've seen them, the kids on the blacktop on the playground. Mercury is in Cancer and it is retrograde, and that is my placement. That is my placement. My placement is a retrograde Mercury in Cancer. So I'm going to just talk and you're just going to feel it and you're going to vibe and you're going to love it, or you're not, and it's okay. But I have a feeling you love it because, we're vibing. So, when you see those kids on the blacktop on the playground and they're playing double dutch, right? So, they're doing their, you know what I'm talking about. They're doing this. And you have two kids on either side doing this. And I'm sure there are other ways to turn it, but I only know about that one. And they're doing this. And then you have the person who's about to jump in. So you have the person who does the actual, oh, I'm having so much fun. The person who actually does the jumping that makes it into the game for real. Participant in the game. Before they get in there, they're I'm about to get in there. And I was saying to my friend, I feel like the kid who's about to jump in to the double dutch rope, and they're doing that back and forth to give themselves the momentum to get in there. And as they're doing it, I imagine that they're hyping themselves up in their head. Your self-talk during this year is going to be, let's clean it up, y'all. Let's clean it up. It doesn't have to be perfect, because remember, our South Node has been moving through Virgo. We don't have to be perfect. There is no perfection in individuality. Just let it go now. Just let it go now. You can't be perfect. Forget about it. Forget about it. You can put your energy towards something you actually can have. Just release the idea that you will ever be perfect. You can get better, but not perfect. So, you have this energy where you feel yourself stepping in, about to step in. You haven't stepped in yet, but you feel yourself going back and forth. You feel yourself as you are letting your body anticipate this new rhythm. And you can see the rhythm. You know what the rhythm is. The rhythm is consistent. It is 2 ropes. So you can figure out the timing of when to enter if you watch it long enough, if you trust yourself, and if you ready yourself as you anticipate. It's physics, it's art. Double Dutch is everything, honestly. My goodness. So, as you move in this way, your inner dialogue is so important. With Jupiter in Leo, I encourage you to hype yourself up. I encourage you to speak to yourself as though you are the main character on the stage of your life. Because this is the year, if there ever were a year, to let yourself be seen. Because the South Node is about to move into Leo as well, it's going to be interesting, right? It's going to be real interesting. I'm sure you can imagine already before I say it. Because Jupiter will expand everything that it touches. So you don't even have to pretend or perform your perfection, because everybody's going to see your flaws anyway, boo. We're all going to see that you're human, because we're all going to be looking with our human eyes. So might as well have fun. Might as well let people see what they're going to see. Let people say what they're going to say. Like the whole let them theory. Practice that. Look up the book or the whatever it is. If you don't know it, I don't know nothing about it. I have Gemini placement, so I just hear about things. So find it if that means something to you. Let them theory, the let them theory. Let the people do what they want to do, because if you are actually truly, if you are fully embodying the main character energy in your own show, in your own movie, story, stage, life, you won't have time to worry about what the people are saying. You just won't, because you will be resting. You will be too busy playing. You will be too busy thinking and dreaming up and planning and plotting what you're about to do next, where you're about to go next. There's very little room to ruminate in this year. The Fire Horse year is moving incredibly fast. Like, it's July. I don't know if you know, but it's July. It's July right now. My goodness. And it was like just January, 7 months ago. What is time at this point? So just know that this energy it can be so fun. It can be so fun. And there are going to be moments when it's not. There are going to be moments that the sun feels too hot. There are going to be moments that you feel overexposed because you feel too seen. There's going to be moments when you wish that it wasn't still like summer. Like it didn't feel like everything was seen, everything was visible, including your flaws or insecurities. And you know what? That's okay. It's okay for you to wish something else to be, and that will be part of the process too, because as you go on the journey to accept what is, the more peace you'll find, the more capacity for play you'll find, and the deeper you'll allow your nervous system to be able to rest. And that's what this year is all about. Leo things. So, I hope you appreciated this very, very Ada, just talking, just vibing, just doing the thing energy that I am in and therefore that we are in. Because all these energies, I'm like, I know these energies so well through my own chart. So I'm glad to share with you this time that we're in. It's like, it feels really exciting for me, and I have no idea what it's going to be tangibly, but I know in the energy and in the emotion, I am learning so much, and I just appreciate it. And I wish you well. I wish you well as you navigate. You do not have to be perfect, so might as well have fun, right? I'll catch you in the future. Bye.